to the open debate, can I just say to members that time is really tight. I'm going to call George Adam, followed by Neil Bibby.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. I perhaps should declare an interest in this debate, as I have a 19-year-old daughter who is attending a college course for social care, one of the subjects, according to the Tories, that no longer seems to be available to people, so she'll be quite shocked by that. But one of the things I have to say here is we have to make sure Mr Finlay was as confused as ever when he was actually saying during his speech, when he talked about, let's talk about our areas. Well, I'm quite happy to talk about my area and the record that I have and the record that the SNP have. Because the purpose of these reforms are to strengthen the college sector at a time when massive cuts have been inflicted in Scotland from the Westminster mix of Tories and Lib Dems. That's the important thing we have to think of here. Cuts from the Westminster like we've never seen before. And the past weekend, and the Cabinet Secretary repeated it again here today, the EIS General Secretary Larry Flanagan stated that political parties should get back to the issues rather than arguments based around personal spats and party political squabbling, a lesson that every one of us in here should actually recognise, in particular certain EP people, and focus on the young people involved. Yes, Mr Henry, on you go.
Hugh Henry.
I think Larry Flanagan's quite right. We should get back to the facts. Would he not be then supportive of getting to the truth of the figures?
George Adam.
With the greatest respect, Mr Henry, you and I have known each other for some time, and when we start talking about the truth, it could get into difficult ground there. So let's just do that. Let's get back to the issues, ensure that we move the further education system forward rather than try to score petty political points. The facts, we live in challenging times and have cuts to the Scottish budget that have never been seen in this Parliament's lifetime. In fact, it takes us back to another time, a time when the party currently governing Westminster was last governing Scotland without a mandate, and that was, of course, Mrs Thatcher. Some things never change. The Tories' attitude to Scotland doesn't. But in the reality of the situation, the Scottish Government is maintaining college student support at record levels, the Scottish Government is protecting student numbers in FE, and the Scottish Government is maintaining FTE teaching activity. A further £17 million has been allocated to colleges in 2013-14, supporting students and protecting numbers. The reforms will strengthen the sector. At this time, there has to be a renewed focus on offering quality courses that are in line with what employers want and need, something that came particularly across when people from the private sector spoke to the Education Committee. We all know that education is invaluable in all its forms, but this has to be the aim. Otherwise, we will let down our young people and not provide them with the skills required to serve long-term careers and live personal quality of life. Yes, I will.
From his experience, does he think the Education Secretary has the absolute confidence of colleges across Scotland?
George Adam.
In my experience, I would say yes, because I have yet to meet anyone that is whimpering in fear at the Education Secretary. So I would say, unless I'm going to be accused of bullying next, I would say yes, I would have the full confidence of them. The regionalisation of the sector does make sense. The results will produce high-quality courses that we need. That has to be the primary aim. But there are other benefits. Duplication will be reduced. Merging colleges will be able to concentrate more on strengthening courses they offer and tackling dropout rates with the removal of duplication from colleges within relative local areas. Each of the regions offer the best courses available, reflecting local need. And support for regionalisation is widespread in the college sector. In a recent meeting with Audrey Cumberford in Reid Kerr, she suggested to me that regionalisation was the only way to go and the way forward for her colleges. And other things we have to bring up as well, Presiding Officers, the facts speak for themselves. In the coming financial year, further investment to support our students will be available, protecting those attending colleges. This has to be considered as impressive when it is compared to the last 2 terms of the previous administration, which could only provide 39% less in cash terms. And when we look at the Westminster Tories and their friends, will be cutting a further education investment by £1.1 billion. Protecting student numbers in FE will be important. From 2013-14 there will be a provision for over 116,000 full-time equivalent students, the same number as in 2011-12 and 2012-13. We must look strategically at how the regions are organised and the employment requirements with each region. That is why a £40 million fund for the Scottish Funding Council and the new Employability Fund will enable Skills Development Scotland, working within the regions, looking at opportunities for training, employment and matching with the skills that are demanded in their local areas. An important focus and something that we should ensure that we focus on. College reserves. The recent Audit Scotland report said in Scotland's colleges found that college reserves totaled £206 million at the end of 2011, double the 2006-07 figure of £98.9 million. Commenting on this, Education Secretary Mike Russell told the Education Committee, the state of the college reserves is very high indeed, so we expect colleges to contribute to the merger process, which they are doing. The Edinburgh merger resulted, I think, in 40% of the cost being met from the reserves of the colleges involved. Moving towards a more regional base for colleges will make the sector more efficient and responsive to the needs of the students and local economies. In conclusion, Presiding Officer, this reform offers the best way forward for our students, producing high-quality courses targeted to producing and fulfilling career paths required for employers, reflecting the region's requirements.
Thank you, Mr Adam. I regret